Good night, dear listeners. Welcome to another episode of Sleepy Voyages. Before we tuck you in tonight, Voyagers of the Night Sky, we have a small but crucial request. As your eyelids grow heavy and the soothing tones of Sleepy Voyages guide you to the realm of dreams, remember the peace, serenity, and comfort that we bring to you every night, just as a lighthouse guides lost ships. In the darkness, your reviews help other restless dreamers find their way to us. By leaving a review and sharing your thoughts on your experience, you are reaching out to other insomniacs lost in the night, guiding them towards restful sleep. Take a moment before you drift away to click on the Leave a Review button on your podcast app. Help us extend our galaxy of tranquility to all those who seek the solace of sound sleep. And once you've done that, feel free to slip back under the covers of our sleep stories, ready to be whisked away on another sleepy voyage. Remember, your stars light the way for others. Every review, every rating helps us create a bigger, more beautiful universe of peace and rest. Each note sung was a testament to the changing times, the snow that blanketed the ground, reminiscent of a white canvas, slowly started to yield, revealing the earth beneath. Patches of green began to emerge, painting a stark contrast to the winter's pristine white. From the horizon, an image began to form, both powerful and serene. It was Aslan, the great lion, with his golden mane flowing as if woven from sunbeam. His presence was majestic, each step imbued with grace and intent. The mere sight of him was a beacon of hope. Aslan's return was not just a mere event, but a symbol of resilience in the face of adversity, of faith rekindled in times of doubt. His regal posture and calm demeanor spoke volumes. Where despair once reigned, hope now flourished. It was as if the very heart of Narnia began to beat again, synchronized with the rhythm of Aslan's strides. Each moment was a reminder that change, even in the darkest of times, is always on the horizon. For the Narnians, and perhaps for all of us, Aslan's emergence from the shadows was a testament to the undying power of faith and the limitless bounds of imagination. The wintry landscapes of Narnia, once captivating to Edmund's eyes, now felt foreboding. The allure of the Turkish delight had faded, leaving only the bitter aftertaste of betrayal. Every step Edmund took felt heavier than the last. Each crunch of snow beneath his boots, echoing the weight of his choices. The White Witch's palace loomed in the distance, its spires piercing the sky, wrapped in ice and shadows. Upon reaching its entrance, the cold iron gates creaked open. The grandeur of the palace was haunting, statues lining the halls, their expressions frozen in fear and sorrow. Edmund soon realized they weren't mere statues, but Narnians turned to stone by the White Witch's cold magic. A pang of guilt tugged at his heart, every stone face reminding him of the price of his mistakes. He was taken to a dimly lit chamber, the walls cold and unyielding. The mere presence of the White Witch sent shivers down his spine. The luxury and promises she once offered were nowhere to be seen. Instead, she looked at him with scorn, a mere pawn in her grand scheme. The truth was hard to swallow. In the heart of the cold palace, surrounded by a frozen world, Edmund felt the weight of his regrets, but within, a flicker of hope remained. The bonds of family and the memory of Narnia's true magic. His imprisonment was both a result of his actions and an opportunity for reflection. He yearned for redemption, not just for himself, but for the beautiful world he had unwittingly helped jeopardize. Under the expansive Narnian sky, a chilling stillness settled. Stars twinkled overhead, their soft glow a stark contrast to the foreboding atmosphere on the ground. The stone table stood ancient and cold, imbued with the weight of many centuries. On this night, it would bear witness to an act of immense sacrifice. The great lion, Aslan, radiant and fierce in every tale told of Narnia, approached this very table with a grace and gravity that belied the significance of his journey. It was not for his errors that Aslan approached, but for the sins of another. Edmund, the second youngest of the Pevensie siblings, had been ensnared by the White Witch's treachery. Aslan's golden mane, which had always danced with the winds of Narnia, now seemed weighed down, each strand bearing the heaviness of the impending act. The White Witch, with a gleam of victory in her eyes, claimed the traitor Edmund as her own. However, in secret council, a price was negotiated and a pact was formed. Aslan, in an act of profound love and selflessness, offered himself in Edmund's stead. The mighty lion, whose roar could summon armies and whose mere presence was a beacon of hope, willingly submitted to his captors. His majesty was bound, and his roar silenced. With each step, towards the stone table, the weight of not just Edmund's betrayal, but the hope and despair of all of Narnia rested on his broad shoulders. Around him, the cruel laughter of the witch's minions echoed, a cacophony of malice and mockery. Yet, amidst this torment, Aslan's eyes remained resolute, his purpose clear. The noble lion knew the depth of the witch's malevolence, yet he faced it with unmatched bravery. Upon that stone table, Narnia's brightest light seemed momentarily extinguished. This act, beyond the comprehension of many, was the embodiment of sacrifice. Giving oneself entirely for the sake of another. The chilling tableau of that night was a testament to the lengths one might go for redemption and love. Yet, even in the darkest of times, the faintest glimmer of hope can pierce through, illuminating paths previously. For in every end there lies a new beginning, and in every act of sacrifice the seeds of rebirth are sown. In the heart of Narnia, where stories and destinies intertwine, stands the stone table, a monument both ancient and sacred. Its surface has borne witness to countless tales, each etched in the annals of time. But on one particular morning, a tale unfolded that would forever change the course of Narnia's history. The night before, the land had been draped in an air of mourning. The mighty lion, Aslan, had offered himself to the White Witch, a sacrifice for the betrayal of young Edmund. His majestic mane, which once billowed with the winds of freedom, lay shorn, and he was bound upon the stone table. In the dark, under a veil of treachery, the witch claimed her perceived victory, her cold laughter echoing through the heart of the forest. But as with every ending, a new beginning beckons. With the first hints of dawn, a light began to pierce the horizon, cutting through the shadows and illuminating the very essence of hope. 2 daughters of Eve, Lucy and Susan, who had witnessed the heartbreaking events of the previous night, now felt a tremor underfoot. The stone table, solid and unyielding for eons, began to crack. Its surface shattered, not out of defeat, but in defiance. From the ruins, Aslan emerged, not defeated, but resurrected, his presence more powerful and radiant than ever before. This wasn't just magic, but a deeper magic from the dawn of time that the witch had no knowledge of. It was a magic that understood sacrifice, redemption, and the unbreakable bonds of love. A truth was revealed that day. True power doesn't come from oppression or deceit, but from selflessness and courage. The The story of Narnia, like many tales, is filled with moments of darkness, but it is the glimmers of hope, the miracles at dawn, that guide its characters forward. Such moments remind us of the inherent magic within faith and imagination, where love's light can dispel even the darkest of shadows. Amidst a backdrop of towering mountains and vast plains, Narnia finds itself on the brink of change. The snow begins to melt, revealing the earth beneath. Creatures from all corners, some thought to be mere myths, emerge, united in purpose and spirit. The murmurs of a brewing battle ripple through the land. Centaur battalions take their positions, hooves pounding the ground in synchronization. Majestic griffins, their golden feathers glistening in the sun, circle overhead, eyes scouting the terrain. The once subdued Narnians, from talking beasts to mystical beings, rally together, prepared to reclaim their homeland. Their faces, though marked by years of oppression, now shimmer with hope, determination, and a hint of fury. The witches' minions, dark and ominous, gather too, creating an imposing force of their own. Wolves, their eyes piercing with icy coldness, howl. The battle cry of the witches' army echoes, a chilling sound carried by the wind. The very air thickens with tension. Every heartbeat, every whisper, magnifying the imminent clash of good and evil. Strategies are whispered and weapons are drawn. The first charge is a collision of worlds as metal meets metal and spells dance in the air. Every fallen hero, every triumphant roar adds to the rich tapestry of Narnia's rebirth. Narnia, a land forged by magic, is not just witnessing a physical battle, but a clash of ideals, dreams, and destinies. The land, which had long been imprisoned under a spell, yearns to breathe, to celebrate its true essence. And in this pivotal moment, every swing of the sword, every protective spell, becomes a declaration of love for Narnia and a promise of a brighter tomorrow. The White Witch, with her skin as pale as snow and eyes like shards of ice, stood atop a ridge, surveying the land she believed was rightfully hers. Her very presence seemed to bring with it a chill, a coldness that was not just of temperature, but of the heart. Opposite her, the assembled Narnians, creatures of all shapes and sizes, stood ready, a mosaic of hope against the backdrop of despair. Centaur and faun, dryad and naiad, dwarf and giant. The air was thick with tension. the kind that precedes a storm, where the world takes a breath before plunging into chaos. As the first rays of dawn broke through the horizon, the battle cry rose, echoing through the valleys and mountains, declaring an end to the tyranny of the witch. But she, undeterred, began to weave her dark spells, her hands dancing in the air, conjuring creatures of nightmares. The sky darkened momentarily, reflecting the impending clash of good against evil. Each side moved with a determination. For Narnians, it was the hope of a free Narnia, a land where laughter and joy would echo, not the whispers of fear. For the witch, it was a desperate cling to power, the desire to maintain her reign of ice and shadow. The ground vibrated as hooves, feet, and paws charged, determined to reclaim what was lost or to prevent it from being taken. Every clash of sword, every spell cast, every roar and cry was a testament to the battles we fight, not just on battlefields, but within ourselves. The witch, with her formidable powers, seemed almost invincible, but in the eyes of the Narnians, one could see a fire, a belief that no magic could extinguish. In this dance of power and faith, of darkness and light, Narnia's destiny hung in the balance, waiting to see which side would emerge triumphant. The castle of Caer Paravel stood proudly on the eastern shore of Narnia. Its ivory towers reached for the heavens, reflecting the pureness of the sky onto the vast ocean. The sun, now high, painted the castle with hues of gold, making it appear as if it had risen from the pages of a forgotten fairy tale. Inside the castle, preparations were in full swing. The great hall echoed with the sounds of footsteps and whispers, an atmosphere filled with anticipation and wonder. Drapes of velvety blue and shimmering gold adorned the windows, swaying gently to the rhythm. On a raised platform at the end of the hall stood 4 thrones, intricately carved from wood that seemed older than time itself. Each throne represented one of the Pevensie children. Nearby, citizens of Narnia from all realms gathered, their faces reflecting a mix of joy and reverence. Centaur warriors, their strong bodies gleaming with armor, stood beside delicate dryads, their forms shimmering like morning dew. Fauns with gentle eyes exchanged glances with talking beasts, all waiting for the ceremony to commence. The air was thick with scents of pine and wildflowers, mingling with the distant saltiness of the ocean. Suddenly, a herald announced the arrival of the guests of honor. the great doors swung open, and in walked the 4 Pevensie siblings, their attire speaking of royalty, yet their eyes shining with the innocence and wonder of children. One by one, they approached their respective thrones, taking a moment to soak in the grandeur of the occasion. It wasn't just a coronation. It was a celebration of hope, of bravery, and of the magic that lay in believing. With each crown that was gently placed upon their heads, a cheer erupted, resonating throughout the vast halls of Caer Paravel. Long live King Peter, long live Queen Susan, long live King Edmund, long live Queen Lucy. The titles echoed not just as a proclamation of their newfound status, but as a testament to their journey, a journey that had led them from the confines of a wardrobe into the heart of a world brimming with magic and lessons. And as the newly crowned kings and queens of Narnia looked out at their subjects, there was an unspoken promise, a vow to guard this magical land and its tales, to ensure that the spirit of Narnia would forever remain alive in the hearts of those who believed. Time moved differently in Narnia for those outside its borders. Mere moments might pass, but within the mystical land, decades could gracefully unfold. Narnia, under the wise and just leadership of the Pevensies, witnessed an era of unparalleled peace. The once snow-blanketed forests turned lush and green, a testament to the change the children brought. The very air seemed to sing, filled with joyous notes from birds previously silenced under the cold rain of the white wind. Creatures of all kinds, from the majestic centaurs to the playful fawns, lived in harmony, their disputes settled under the fair gaze of the Pevensie monarchs. The age of the Pevensies was one where courage was celebrated, wisdom revered, and kindness became the language spoken by every heart. Caer Paravel, the majestic castle overlooking the eastern sea, stood tall, its walls echoing with tales of bravery. Festivities became common, with every Narnian singing and dancing, rejoicing in their newfound freedom. But with every golden age, there is a gentle undertone of transience. For every sunset witnessed from the castle's towers, a distant memory from their world outside the wardrobe called to the Pevensies. Yet they continued to rule, pouring love and dedication into every decree, every decision, ensuring Narnia thrived. It's fascinating how even in a world as magical as Narnia, the call of home remains persistent, pulling at the heartstrings. But that tale, the beckoning back to their original world, is an adventure for another moment. For now, let us bask in the serene days of Narnia's golden era, under the gentle rule of Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy, in the heart of Narnia, where time seemed to dance to its own rhythm. The realm was awash with harmony and peace. Beneath the azure canopy, a harmony had been established, with the Pevensies reigning over the enchanted lands. Forests whispered secrets as old as time, and rivers sang songs of ancient heroes. Yet, even in this haven, there was one legend, one call that remained untouched by most. The call of the white stag. This ethereal creature was more than just a tale whispered by firesides. It was a symbol of the deepest desires and the wildest dream. Its ivory antlers gleamed in the dappled sunlight, seeming to catch and refract the very essence of Narnia itself. Sightings of the stag were rare, and many believed that to see it was to be granted a wish, a single desire from the depths of one's heart. And it was not just its beauty that captivated those fortunate enough to cross its path, but the air of mystery it carried, hinting at worlds beyond, doors yet to be opened, and journeys yet to be taken. To the Pevensies, the legend of the white stag was a gentle whisper from their past, a subtle reminder of their first steps into Narnia and the wardrobe that had been the portal to their grand adventure. One day, the forests seemed to hum with a different tune, an inviting melody that beckoned them deeper and deeper into the woods. The air was thick with anticipation. Every creature, every leaf seemed to be in on a secret. And then there it was, the white stag, its silhouette radiant against the backdrop of the forest, leading them on a chase, not of pursuit, but of rediscovery. Its graceful leaps were like poetry in motion, each bound taking them closer to the truths they had forgotten, the dreams they had set aside. Following the white stag became a journey in itself, a voyage of the soul, seeking out the very essence of Narnia and perhaps of themselves. Yet, as they trailed the elusive creature, they soon realized that this was not just about reaching the stag, but understanding the journey, embracing the call of the wild, and remembering the magic that had first brought them to this enchanted land. For in Narnia and in life, it is often the pursuit of our deepest desires that brings about the most profound transformation. Their hearts had swelled with the joys of victories, and their spirits had been tested by the challenges they faced. Yet, as with all great adventures, there came a moment of conclusion. A creature of legend and myth appeared one day, its ethereal beauty a stark contrast against the lush greens of the Narnian forests. The pursuit of this magnificent creature led the siblings to the very edge of their Narnian world. There, a familiar boundary emerged, a portal, shrouded by the branches and leaves of the trees. The wardrobe, standing tall and mighty, awaited their return. With hesitant steps and heavy hearts, they moved closer. The world they had come to know, love and rule over, seemed to whisper its farewell, urging them to remember and cherish their time there. And as they passed through the threshold of the wardrobe, the vast expanse of Narnia, its tales and adventures faded. They found themselves back in the dimly lit room of the English mansion, surrounded by mothball, scented fur coat. Outside, the sound of rain pattered softly against the windows, and the steady tick-tock of a grandfather clock reminded them of the world they belonged to. Their Narnian years, rich with experiences, had been condensed into mere moments in their world. A truth dawned upon them. In realms of magic and imagination, time dances to its own tune, and what feels like a lifetime can be but a fleeting moment. Yet the heart remembers, cherishing each memory. Imagine yourself at the edge of the dense, enchanting forest. Every leaf and blade of grass seems to shimmer with a gentle, silvery light. The path ahead is clear, lined with ancient, moss-covered stones. With each step, you feel the earth grounding you. The scent of pine and fresh earth fills the air, serving as nature's calming balm. Above you, the canopy forms intricate patterns, and as branches intertwine, occasionally allowing glimpses of a twilight sky, gentle, melodic bird calls echo their serene notes, guiding you deeper into this magical realm. To your left, a calm brook babbles, its waters crystal clear and reflecting the myriad colors of the forest. As you walk, consider the wonders of your own imagination and the places it can take you. Narnia, with its many lessons and adventures, was born from the seeds of a single thought. In the same way, your mind holds countless worlds, stories, and possibilities just waiting to be explored. Let every exhale release any barriers or doubts that hinder your imagination's flight. And as you inhale, breathe in the magic. you've ever heard. Path continues, leading you to a serene clearing bathed in moonlight. In the center, a tranquil pool reflects the stars above, each one a testament to the boundless realms of imagination. As you gaze into the water, let it serve as a mirror to your soul, revealing the depths of your creativity and faith. Remember that, like Narnia, the worlds you dream of can offer solace, lessons, and joy. Embrace this moment of tranquility, allowing the magic of faith and imagination to rejuvenate your spirit. Stay here in this space for as long as you wish, knowing that every journey into your inner realms brings new insights and wonders. Let this forest be your sanctuary, a place to revisit whenever you seek inspiration or simply a moment of peace. Imagination and faith are the twin flames that illuminate the path of every dreamer. Each time we venture into the corridors of our minds, we stand at the threshold of countless worlds, much like the wardrobe leading to Narnia. In Narnia, an entire universe existed, crafted from the intricate dance of faith and imagination, waiting to be discovered by those who dared to believe. It teaches us that within our hearts and minds lie uncharted territories, vast landscapes filled with wonders and challenges. Every tale we hear, every story we read, unlocks a door within, urging us to step in and explore. The Pevensie children, in their innocence and courage, chose to embrace the call of the unknown, showing us the way in our lives too. When we harness the power of imagination, combined with the steadfastness of faith, we create magic. It's not about escaping reality, but enhancing it, adding layers of wonder and meaning. For the realms we conjure within mirror our desires, hopes, and aspirations in the world outside. And every time we dare to believe, we give life to these worlds, making them as tangible as the pages of a book or the whisper of a bedtime story. Let Narnia be a reminder that each of us carries a myriad of universes within, waiting to be explored and celebrated. May we always cherish the enchantment of stories and let them be the guiding stars, leading us to the next chapter in our very own storybook of life. Such was the journey until now, filled with trials, tribulations, magic, and hope. Each step a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the magic of faith and imagination. Good night.